Take a quick little peeky weeky, as always, is what we do at the PulseChain GitLab, folks. PulseChain has been a thing in development for over a year and a half now, and we are looking to continue this PulseChain noise as well in the next few months, guys. When PulseChain goes live, it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. But folks, it is the end of January. January is now past. It is now February 1st, 2023. God dang, did that fly by. For me, it felt like it was a blink of an eye. In all reality, absolutely flew by. I can't even believe the fact that it's already February, guys. That is wild. Wild news on that one. Absolutely wild. But let's take a little peek over here and see what's going on. So let's refresh the GitLab, make sure we got the most recent up-to-date information on here as well. But check this out. Brett Tepp, these are all the developers on GitLab for PulseChain. And what I do is I look at their activity. I'm just trying to see what they're about, what they got going on. So Brett Tepp has been active every single day for the month of January. That is wild. Every single time I came to refresh this and look at it, it was active every single day, including the weekend. So check this out here. This still stands to reason. January 31st, 2023 coming through once again. SJB coming through as well, another developer for the PulseChain ecosystem. January 31st, 2023. 3 Commas Capital has been quiet over the last couple days. January 29th of 2023 is what we're seeing there. But definitely more than happy to have everyone in a part of the stream with me. If you are joining us live, then definitely feel free to retweet this information out or share this link so that way other people can come on in and join as well. Because we got the big announcement today of Patreon going live to anyone who wants to join. I'll show you some benefits of what you get when you join, and everyone will get this benefit right away, right from the jump. But the first one is the HEX profit calculator, and by far this thing is going to be changing your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be HEX. It can be any tool that you have or any token that you have currently in your possession. The idea behind this is that you need to have a proper plan to take out profit. There's a plan and there's emotions, and what happens when you do emotional trading? You make bad decisions. We know this already. We know this is the case. It's been proven time and time again. Emotional trades are not the trades that you want to be making when you're doing what could be life-changing wealth in the future. So check this out right here. Just starting us off, this is the HEX version right now, but you can of course go down here to build a calc as well, and you can adjust this to any sort of other crypto that you may already be a part of. Now in this scenario, assuming that you have other cryptos, especially in our HEX ecosystem, like Hedron, Maxi, any of the Maximus DAO protocols, Base, Deci, you know, all those, Lucky, and all the other ones. If you have any of this, you can actually simply just right click right here and just click duplicate. And this is going to allow you to essentially duplicate this for as many calculators as you need. Okay, we're going to look at the HEX calculator because that's what it's currently on right now. But just look at it. The idea behind this is the profit taking plan that I have set in place is that I want to do something when the price doubles. That is my strategy going forward. I think it's an easy strategy to implement. It's also easy to follow. You can set limit orders, and we can discuss more of this in more details later on. But just look at this in the basic beginning. Assuming you have $5,000 and you buy the HEX price, and currently the HEX price, which you can see right now, live HEX price, and this is actually live HEX price right here. It will stay up to date with that live data every single day or every single second or every single time there's change. So the HEX price is on its rally up again, 2.84 cents. Currently, assuming you got HEX, we'll say at 2 cents, that's what we're going to assume. You were able to scoop up some HEX around that 2-cent level. That would essentially do the math for you, giving you roughly 250,000 coins. Now, this whole thing is based on a percentage of profit. The idea is that you don't want to take out all profit all at once. There's no need, in fact, to do that because most times you'll end up wrecking yourself. But there does have to be some sort of plan that you can provide to say, I'm going to take out X amount of profit every single time the price doubles. So currently the price would then double at 4 cents, and you can scroll over here and you can see what the doubles would end up being. So currently, if we just look at here, these are all the doubles of everything happening. So it breaks it down into what hex at 256x would end up being, which would be $5.12. Well, assuming you want to know how many times you need to take profit, this does it all for you, folks. This is why this strategy and spreadsheet is so beneficial for so many folks. If you come on down here, you can say, I want to say the hex has done 16x, okay, which would put the price at 32 cents. Nothing too crazy, but during that time it would have done 4 doubles. That would mean if you took profit every time the price doubled, you would have taken profit 4 times, right? So the first double, you take out some profit. The second double, some. You take out 5%. This is what it's all built on, okay? This is a 5% strategy right here. So even after everything is all said and done, you've taken out some profit, you would then have $6,700 or 6684 in profit taken, and you would still be sitting on 65,000 worth of hex during that time with 203,000 hex. Now, hopefully the idea is that you have some staked and you have a staking ladder and all that as well. But should you have some liquid, especially with the PulseChain launch coming soon, this is a good strategy to start participating and knowing for. Assuming that you have a desired profit that you're trying to reach, let's just say 13,000 for example, that would mean the price would have to do a 32 double or 32x, which if you look at the 32x would put it right here at 64 cents. You would have taken out 5 times the double at 5%. You would still have 13,000 in profit. It would actually be worth 123,000 for what's still remaining, because you would still have 193,000 coins out of your initial 250,000. Now this strategy can go in and change every single time. You can do 10%, you can adjust that here, and it'll do all the math for you and tell you exactly what 10% would look like, how many coins you would have remaining if you decided to sell 10% each time the price doubles. So this is a great strategy, and you can also plan on this for the future as well. So assuming that you want to switch this back and forth, you just need to click a button. You can click the hex future price right here. It'll actually flip all the information for you, and you can type in that future price automatically down here. So you don't necessarily have to use this spreadsheet situation over here. This is actually going to be right on over here. And yeah, let me get rid of that little, I'm sure someone else may have already gotten rid of that little chat, but no need for them little spammers in here in the chat. You get out of here, you spammer. You get out of here. No one wants you here. All right, so let me scroll on over, and yeah, appreciate that. Someone, Ten Top, nice, taking care of business as always. Ten Top, thank you so much. Yeah, we definitely get distracted sometimes looking at the overall chart and everything as well. But let's say what's up to Ten Top. What's up, Ten Top? How are you doing today? Hope your day is going good. Hope your day is doing well. And this is a quick little tutorial video, if you will, of the hex profit taking calculator. Now, folks, it gets even better than this. This is actually a full profit taking planning now. So this will allow you to fully take all of your planning into consideration. So assuming you don't necessarily like the 5% strategy to do that each and every time the price doubles, but you want to adjust that to something else, say you want to take out 20% the first time the price doubles and then go and do 5% thereafter. Well, this will automatically calculate all that information here for you as well. So this is saying the same thing. Hex doing the $5,000 initial investment. Current investment price or initial price that you bought it at was 2 cents, giving you 250,000 coins. Again, giving you a 5x double during that time, or 5x during the time for the future price. And this does a great job showing this information. So now you can say, hey, I want the future price, for example, to be 64 cents. Well, in this scenario, using this 5% strategy up here, even taking 20% on the very first one, and then doing 5% for the rest up to this point in time, this will do all the calculations and all the math, so you don't have to worry about trying to figure out any of that information. It'll tell you how much profit you've taken, how much that money is still worth, and how many coins are still remaining, and this will adjust it accordingly. Should you want to go down and do the 10%? Should you want to go down and do the 15%? All that information can be easily and quickly adjusted, and you can play around with all of this by joining the Patreon. You'll get access to my Discord, and in there you'll get access to this spreadsheet. So that is how you can join if you are looking to be a part of the ATX crypto gang or ATX crypto community. And of course, I appreciate every single one of y'all who come through and join that as well. Link is down in the description below. Let's take a quick little look over here at what the HEX price is actually doing. So if I go back over to HEX, this is going to be the breakdown of what HEX is doing. And folks, it is moving. I absolutely love seeing HEX pump, man. It makes me so freaking excited every single time, because look at what we've been doing since the beginning of the year, right? Since January 1st, we've been on this little rally where we've kind of gone up, retested, and right here, we're right now in this range and in this zone. So we have continued to go up, pull back a little bit, go up, pull back a little bit. And from what I'm seeing, this line of resistance seems to be holding nice and true, okay? So until we have that break, or for whatever reason something else happens, then at this point in time, it looks like we're going to be going up to that 3-cent level once again. And we've talked about this in all my previous streams, but 3 cents is going to be a hard resistance line for us, which is why I have the line drawn right here. So you can go up. We're going to test we're going to retest the 3-cent level. We're probably going to pull back, and we're probably going to bounce here in this range. And we may bounce here in this range up until about the middle of February is what it looks like if we end up going with this same path and same trajectory. Now, so far at this point in time, it looks like we have, in fact, held a nice amount of the line here. We came back, we retested it right here. But folks, if you're following me, you've heard me say this before. Now is the time to start setting some limit orders, to go ahead and have some limit orders down here in this 2.3, 2.2 cent range, somewhere in this region. Why? Because whenever the price drops, sometimes it can happen quickly and it gets eaten up by limit orders. You can see it happen right here. So we have seen this happen time and time again, where the price will drop below that trend line. You get to scoop up some nice HEX for some really low price, and then the price will start going back up and get eaten up by them limit orders that everyone had placed. So that's exactly what we're seeing right now. And you can actually follow this as well if you look on the Uniswap, and you can actually see liquidity for this. So let's get that pulled up real quick, so that way everyone can also take a little peeky weeky over here on this. Refresh this page. Actually, I need to refresh it here. All right, so if we refresh this page, this is the HEX ETH pair. I'm a big fan of using HEX USDC for the pool, because that is the primary pair that HEX is traded against. And so if we pull up the liquidity, so we can just kind of see where things are at in terms of where these levels are, this is a nice little view right here as well. So let's zoom in just a smidge so I can get a little bit better view of what's happening. Here we go. All right, so if we zoom in right here, then what we can see, and I'll zoom in one more time on this for y'all. So what we can see right here is the red line is where the current price of HEX is sitting right now. So it's sitting currently at 2.86 cents. Everything to the left of this right here is going to be a sell wall. So these are people who have sell limit orders already in place, saying that when the price of HEX reaches 3 cents, they're going to sell some HEX. This is what this sell order is over here, and it'll convert it into USDC. On the right of the red line is going to be a buy wall. So if you're looking to set limit orders, you might want to be assuming some limit orders here in this region, this range, because you can see right about the 2.5 cent, we're going to get a little bit of a drop right about 2.45. So if you're setting limit orders anywhere between 2.45, you might want to just set it for, say, 2.46, right? That way you can make sure that your limit order is the one that gets filled and that way you can scoop up some additional hex and you don't miss that opportunity. Because if you have it set for say 2.4 in this example, and all these limit orders get filled before yours does, then you miss that opportunity and the hex price may dip back down. But that's what limit orders are for. You don't have to worry about waiting to look to see what the price of hex is currently doing. You don't have to be trying to read this chart and try to make an emotional decision of, do I buy now? Do I do a market buy here? Do I wait until the price dips? Set yourself some limit orders, folks. It makes things so much easier for your life, for your soul. So if the price does dip down here, then you feel so happy when the price actually dips, because you're like, yep, I got some more hex. And the price may only do this, and then it could be a nice little bar that goes green all the way up here again, and we break the 3 cent level. So that way you just have a kind of example of how that works. Instead of trying to time this to say, okay, well, I need to be paying attention and wait to see what happens. So again, today so far, it looks like we're doing a nice little move up today, currently up 5.9% so far for the day. And you can actually see if we end up dipping back down, let's do a little fib retrace right here. Oh, wrong one. Oh, fib retrace. Where you at? There you go. So say we do a fib retrace here and we go back down to this low right now, then we're going to see, because the current price is sitting right in this little range, usually things will come and retest this 0.618 level. So it looks like the hex price could end up dipping down to the 2.561 region. If you end up doing the opposite way to see what some moves might be going forward in the future. Oh, let me actually do that backwards. I did it backwards one more time. All right. So usually if you end up going backwards the other way, the price will actually go up above the 1.618 region, which would put us right here in this little range, right about 3.5, 3.6 cents. So if you're planning on making some moves, now is the time to start making the decision about what plan you are going to implement. Because guys, the 5 P's, proper preparation prevents poor performance. We've talked about this time and time and time again. And folks, if you come with the right plan, the right strategy, the chances that you make the best decision for you, yourself, your future is highly, highly likely, instead of trying to make stuff on an emotional decision about, do I buy now? Do I sell now? If you set limit orders right here, easy little adjustment, bam, you get it right here. Cash up cash, what's good? Yeah, man, I wish I could show you my window right now. It's just ice. Like everything over here on my right side is a window, and it's literally just made of ice right now. Like I can't even see outside that window. So cash up cash is correct. If you're here in the Texas area, you definitely know this freeze came through like a mother sucker. Several people actually lost power. I think there's still over 160,000 people without power in the local area, and that's because the power lines are actually being weighed down by the ice held on it, and the ice is actually snapping and breaking the power lines. Absolutely wild. People have lost power. People are anticipated to be out of power for what could be the next 24, 48 hours. So if you've ever been anywhere where it's fucking freezing and you lose power, yeah, you're gonna make some crazy little statement or some little crazy decision about how you're gonna try to stay warm. But yes, Cash Up Cash, thank you so much for the kind words. I am definitely staying warm. Again, I typically don't leave on the highway anyways. There's typically no need for me to leave the house. I'm a lazy SOB when it comes to certain things. I'll have my HEB delivery, for example, and that kind of stuff where food gets brought, and we got plenty of food here to cook that we've been waiting to cook, right? And so at this point in time, we're just taking advantage of it. But back at you, Cash Up Cash. I know you're here in Texas, and I hope you're staying nice and warm. And hopefully, you aren't one of those folks who've lost power and ended up getting frozen in this little tundra that we got going right now. What's the minimum limit order amount that actually gets filled? I haven't had anything under 500 ever fill. I think $935 worth of wrapped Ethereum was my lowest limit filled on Matcha.xyz. Great question, 10 Top. So yeah, in this regard, I would highly advise possibly looking into different protocols. Other than Matcha.xyz, it seems like Matcha.xyz has had a $500 limit order kind of like cap from what I've seen. I haven't messed with their limit orders in quite some time because they only allow 7 days as the maximum you can set for your limit order. And I don't know if the hex price will dip down below 2.4 cents in the next 7 days. But I do find that if it does dip back down below 2.4 cents in say the next month to 2 months, I want to be able to take advantage of that. So I'm using stuff like CalSwap now to set my limit orders, and the limit orders have filled whenever I've done it more than $500 to answer that question. So that's where I would probably recommend looking. And again, if you haven't already, this is the CalSwap website. It's swap.cal.fi. You can come over here to limit, for example, and you can really set it for, we'll say 1,000 USDC or wrapped Ethereum. If you are doing limit orders, make sure to do it in USDC or wrapped Ethereum. Makes so much more sense when you do that. You can set the expiry date all the way out to 6 months from now. So I'm much more of a fan of setting something and forgetting about it and then being so excited when the price hits instead of having to constantly, because what I was having to do for a long time was I was having to go in and reset the limit orders every single time on matcha.xyz. You can of course use websites like oneinch.io, but if you're here in the US, then they restrict you from doing transactions on the network. And yes, you can get around that by using VPNs. Not gonna say I haven't done that before, but in the same sense, the reason why I liked oneinch.io is because you can set that sucker out on a limit order for 3 years and not ever worry about it. Well, I discovered CalSwap, and this has been my go-to now. Not only that, they'll also cover the gas fees by executing your order at slightly better prices than limit orders. So essentially, if the price that you have is set at 2.45, they'll probably wait to fill it at 2.4. They'll cover the gas fees by what they make up in that little spread, the arbitrage, and then they fill the limit order right there. So it may not get filled exactly at 2.45 right away, but for the most part, I haven't had any issues because typically you have limit orders in a ladder scenario, in a lower scenario where you do like say 2.4, 2.2, 2.1, 1.9, and then what'll happen is the price will drop down to 2 cents, and then all those limit orders in between above 2 cents get filled, right? Or the price drops below 1.8, and then everything from there gets filled. So I haven't had any issues going with this for that reason. If you have some issues using Matcha.xyz only filling $500, you might just have to play the system and play the game. Set mini limit orders, separating itself by a thousandth of a cent. So instead of 2.4 cents, for example, or 0.00 or 0.024, you would set the limit order at 0.0239, 0.0238, 0.0237, and then just or 0.0241, right? And you just set $500 for each one, and that seems more like a pain in the ass way to do it, but that is a way of getting around it. But yeah, great question, Ten Top. I appreciate that. Appreciate that input. Thankfully, we have not lost power. Thankfully as well, Cash Up Cash. Like, dude, I can't imagine, man. So we were in a winter freeze. It had to have been like, I want to say like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, where we didn't the water was frozen in the pipes, so you didn't have any access to water. The power was out in many places for like a week. It was a solid 7-day window where you didn't have any power, didn't have any fresh water. You weren't able to go anywhere because the roads were completely frozen over. And dude, that was by far one of the worst winter storms we had been a part of and seen and witnessed here in Texas ourselves. And so this is kind of getting back to that same area, but not quite, right? So thankfully you haven't lost power as well, Catch Up Cash. I absolutely love hearing that. We got a new subscriber in the house. Thank you so much for subscribing, LCLLC08. I appreciate you coming through. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I've used other protocols, but under $500 seems to never fill, no matter how far the price goes past the bid. It's not a matter of time. I think it's money driven. I don't set small orders often. Okay. So, okay, I see what you're saying. So, you're not setting it for $500. You're saying it only fills $500 worth from what it sounds like. Yeah. So, in this example, I've gotten away from Matcher.xyz. I haven't used their system in some time, so I'm not exactly sure, how that plays out in terms of Matcher.xyz. I know there's other protocols like Dex.guru, and there's many protocols out there where you can set limit orders. I would find one that works for you. I have found CalSwap to do great things for me. I haven't had any issues going more than $500 on my limit orders and it being filled. And then I love the fact that I can set it out for 6 months, like we just talked about right here. Debbie, yes, to answer that question, yes, my Patreon is live today. You can definitely join the link, join the description, or check out the description down in the video below. It'll be patreon.com/ATX crypto. There are several tiers that you can join, and amongst those tiers, we're gonna have several different strategies as well. I have the top tier, which is $155 a month. But in that tier, we go through and actually do one-on-ones with you. I have it limited to only 15 people at this point in time. I want to make sure that anyone who joins that top tier gets everything they possibly need from me in terms of assistance in setting up their wallets, assistance in setting up security, assistance in setting up how to get the proper DeFi methods done. So I do have that available at this point in time. Debbie G, feel free to check out the links, and anyone else watching this video as well, feel free to go down below, patreon.com/ATX crypto. I can quickly show you over to the page as well. Let me go over here. Can I just click this and paste, paste, paste. Oh, I need to leave that tab up actually, because I'm still working on something over there. Do. All right. So yes, to answer the question, here is the Patreon group that I have currently available at this point in time for every single person in here. You can come on down. We can actually go through. Oh, it's showing me. This is my backend page, isn't it? Yeah, this is like my backend page. So let me just go through and actually see what the page looks like. Here you go. Yeah, so that's what it'll actually look like to everyone else who comes in and joins. But you can come on in here. There are 3 different tiers. Currently, I have beginner's boost at $5.55 a month. I have a intermediate insight where we go through at $55.55 a month. And then I have expert's edge at $155.55 per month, limited to 15 people. And you can go in here, find out some resources, join, find out what the benefits are of each one. If you want to go through here and actually see what it looks like, you can see them all right here. So again, beginner's boost, $5.55 a month. We have intermediate insight, $55.55 a month. And then we have expert's edge at $155.55 per month. So feel free to come on in here, check out which tier suits you best. Now, just by joining tier 1, you do get access to the profit taking spreadsheet. Like we discussed earlier this stream, it is a valuable tool for managing your finances and, of course, maximizing your profits. If you've missed that portion as well, I'll quickly show. But this is the spreadsheet you'll be getting. It has a whole profit calculator on in here. You can input the information that you like and it'll adjust everything. I'll probably do a separate stream where we only talk about this spreadsheet in particular, but you can go through and add this for many different tokens. It doesn't just have to be HEX. If you have any other token that you're currently holding, you can use this to adjust it. So say, for example, you have Cardano. Just as an example, what you can do is you input the information down here, and then it'll actually adjust all the information for you. So Cardano is now updated everywhere, or ADA in this scenario. I can go through and just pull up a separate emoji or emoticon for anything. So if I come over here to Emojipedia, which is, probably one of the bigger emoji icons. If you ever don't know about it, you can come in here. but you just go to Emojipedia and just type in Cardano. I don't know. I don't think it's going to show anything. Yeah, it doesn't show anything there. So I'm just gonna say card just for fun and just to kind of give you a brief example. So say we end up getting here, we like the little Joker card. I can just go through, copy this little Joker card, come back over here to my profit taking spreadsheet and input that, and it'll actually adjust that symbol automatically up here for you as well. Tons of different stuff and tons of different features, but you can customize this all to how you like it. And then if you come over here to the profit planner, this is by far one of my favorite things amongst the spreadsheet because you can really dive in deep. It doesn't just have to be a 5% strategy like this one says, or 10%, or anything like that. You can really get to customize this particular one for 5, 10, up to 90% should you want to. So say you end up getting a nice 32x on the money, and at this point in time, you're like, dude, cash out majority of the tokens at this point in time. I still want to hold some. It'll do all the math for you and say, once the price ends up reaching 64 cents, you would end up having $110,000 taken out in profit. You would still be sitting on 123,000 in worth, and you would still have roughly about 193,000 tokens. Now I need to adjust this. I can already see there's some slight error in the math right here because you should only have 40,000 tokens remaining, but we're gonna get this nice and figured out. But anyone who comes in, you're gonna get access to the Discord, and all you have to do is just click the link in my Discord. Very simple, very easy to do. And then just to kind of give you an example of what the Discord looks like as well. Yep, log in. And this is going to be a fun thing for anyone who comes and joins as well. There will be a little community chat in here for the people who join the top tier, the 155 a month. There will be a separate Telegram specifically for you and you only, or for the folks joining that tier, which is going to be roughly about 15 people in total, is what I have it limited to during this time. Why can't I access you right now? Discord. There you go. Cool. So this is the Discord right here. So again, you're going to get on in here. You're going to start here, and it should say, thank you for becoming a new Patreon member. You can come on in here. It has server rules and everything, but you simply come on down, click on this profit taking strategy, click the link right here, and it'll automatically make a copy for you so you can join it and add it to your own spreadsheet and your own Google Sheets in there. I can just say make a copy. In this scenario, I've already got this particular one, but it'll make a copy automatically for you so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to move this because I already have it, of course, in my whole spreadsheet as well. But yeah, that way everyone has at least a little bit of a little plan. But yes, Debbie, to answer the question, great question. Yes, Patreon is live. Feel free to come on in, come join, and come support the channel. The more that we get some love on that, the money is going to go right back into this channel. There's going to be some certain things I'm upgrading with like Stream Deck and that kind of stuff, but that's where this money is going to be going, of course. So to everyone who joins, thank you so much for all the love. It means so much. You are the best. Catch Up Cash, almost 600 subs. Congrats. Oh shit, am I really almost at 600 subs? Let's see. Let's take a little peeky week. I'm at 600 subs. Let's go. I'll fucking do a little sound clap on that. Let's go. We got Patreon live today. We're at 600 subs today. Yeah, like let's go, people. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love all the love as well. Thank you so much to everyone who's coming through, joining the streams, subscribing to the channel. Look at that, folks. 600 subscribers. Oh, damn. That is freaking awesome. That was the goal, right? The goal was to be at 600 subscribers by the end of January. And folks, we have met that goal. So we have now got to increase that goal once again. Can we get to 650 by the end of February? I'm not too crazy. We've got 170 subscribers in the last 28 days alone. Look at all the love. So let's aim for 700. If we can do it in 28 days, February has 28 days. Can we get to 700 subscribers by the end of February? Let's find out. Help me figure that out. Guys, I do a daily stats update every single day as well at the end of each day. So if you haven't seen those already, it gives you the quick HEX update with a little fun fact mentioned as well that you may or may not have heard of, or may or may not have done, or may or may not have seen, but absolutely love all the love. Thank you so much. Debbie G, yes, ma'am. Thank you for the love as well. Thank you again. Let me just get, guys, shout outs to every single one of y'all. Thank you. Much love, much love. Appreciate it. Ten Top says, I've been setting a $200. Oh, God, you scared me. I was like, oh, shit. You getting the little snoop? Cool. I didn't get the, okay. You gonna give it to Delta? Oh, God, that scared me. My wife came in and we had the door closed with one of the dogs in here that we keep separated from the other dogs. You know, it's a little zoo here. I've talked about that. But, whew. Okay, so Tin Top says, I've been trying to set a $200 limit on Cal in the past. It doesn't fill, but I don't have a full week's worth of patient when Hex is dipping. Oh my God. That's what I'm telling you, man. You got to set it for longer than a week. Matcha.xyz doesn't do it for me because, one, that means I feel like I'm trading. I have to literally keep looking at the price, keep making the decision. Do I put it back at that for the week or whatever the case would be? And so I stayed away from Matcha.xyz. But yeah, I haven't had any issues with CalSwap. So it's interesting that you haven't had any limit orders filled in that regard. That's more surprising than anything, I think. Because yeah, personally, I have not had any issues when it comes to the limit orders getting filled on CalSwap. In fact, quite love it. So I would try to just to do a test 10 top. What I would do in this example is currently the price of Hex is sitting at 2.879. So what I would do in this example is I would go through here and I would literally set a, we'll say $50 limit order just to show a test. Okay. So you do a $50 limit order. You come in here to Hex, for example, just so you can see how it gets filled. And you say you set the price right here, 2.865, right? Nothing too crazy. It's essentially like doing a market buy. I don't recommend doing this just to have your limit orders set. I recommend this to test. If you aren't familiar with how to set limit orders, how it works, and once it gets filled, what it looks like, and all that information, you do a test with a very small amount, like we talk about. You do a test for $50, $10, whatever the amount is that you feel comfortable with, just to do the test. You do it just pretty close to where the price currently is, because I don't want you sitting around here for a week just to see if it gets filled. Now, by the way, folks, it looks like the most you can do is a month, but if you scroll down just a little further, you can see custom, and that's when you actually get the ability to go through here and set the actual date. Now it pops up another window. You can't see it right now for whatever reason. It just popped up another window, but I can choose this information and you can see now the expiry date is August 3rd of 2023. So right on over here, August 3rd of 2023. So definitely set it for the very close to what the current price is, just so you can see how it works. You would connect your wallet. In this case, MetaMask, Coinbase, if you have a wallet connect, which is going to be useful in certain areas like Staker app, if you want to use that. There's different strategies for everyone, but personally, if you're just doing this, I would start with a dummy wallet if you're not familiar with limit orders, CalSwap, all that stuff. Start off with the dummy wallet, fund it with like $100 worth of USDC. I have a little bit of Ethereum left in there to cover gas fees and that kind of stuff. CalSwap will, in this case, cover the gas fee if you use them. But that's just an example. So, FY. Yeah, Big GZ looks fire. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go. Big GZ absolutely loves the love as well. Been helping him out with his own spreadsheet and his own thing that he's got going. So cool that we have so much love and positive outlooks in this community. So Big GZ, thank you for just being a continued supporter of the channel. ATX, I'm assuming. I know what you meant. AYX, I know what you meant. So I'll click down here where you fix it, but it says ATX and Hexagon, sup. I just had to show the AYX because that was funny, and it's so close to the T as well, so I can see the confusion. Cash up cash coming in strong. Oh, coming in strong like that. Let's go. Strong like bull. We strong like bull. Afternoon stream master ATX. Sounds like a little spin master DJ set over here. What's going on, Academaciated? Appreciate you coming through as always. Thank you so much for all the love. Who let the dogs out? My wife did. Arf, 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 arf. She just gave me such a bad look. Oh shit. I had small limit orders filled with 1-inch. Yeah, so Hex Squid, love 1-inch as well. I'm a big fan of 1-inch. They made it illegal to use in the US, I think last year in 2022. And so you can risk it, because if you go on their website, it actually says like, hey, you better not be from the US. I don't know the exact verbiage. 1inch.io. So I don't know the exact verbiage, but what I remember is that if you try using their wallet and connecting to it, if you're in the US, and it goes through and says something to you. So let me type in this little connect to my MetaMask system account. That way it sees everything. This is my dummy MetaMask account that I use for purposes of testing and that kind of stuff. But you can come in here to limit orders. I would choose in this scenario either wrapped Ethereum, DAI, USDT, or USDC. I'm personally only mess with USDC on my limit orders. And then you can say you want to buy Hex in this example. So you just type that on in. And now you can go through here and say, you know, basically up to 100,000. Now I don't have any money in this wallet right now, so it's not going to really do anyone any good. But you can switch this if this is confusing to understand. Sell USDC at, then it's kind of confusing to see. So you can actually flip it over here to the Hex price as well, and it'll give you a good example. So say for example you have $200. It'll say it'll update all this info. Yeah, it says limit orders lower than the market price, right? Well, of course I don't want to buy it. 0.2. All right, cool. So we're just gonna say 2.5, right? So in this example, you can set it over here. Love 1-inch, because look how long you can set these things for, folks. Like you can go up to 3 years on these limit orders. And I know I'm kind of covering it, but 3 years, that's incredible. So you get it for 88% lower than the market, which is obviously pretty good. That's what you want. You want to set the limit orders in here, and essentially you go through and say review. And again, it'll go through here and say give permission to verify. Selling USDC, and yeah, so it's just kind of giving me a little warning. I'm connected to a VPN right now, so it probably doesn't pop it up. If I was not on the VPN, I think it would show the issue. Whoops, I didn't mean to close that. Let me go back, share, and bam, bam, bam. But yeah, come on through, everybody. Appreciate everyone coming through. It looks like we are having an absolute banger of a video right here today. Now, I wanted to share something with you as well, and I'm working on this last little item here. Is this a true thing? Is this what Richard Hart just said? Less than 1 million blocks to go on stage 7 of 16. Hold on, did he just, I mean, 5 hours ago, don't get me wrong, but is this less than 1 million blocks to go on stage 7 of 16, the Aragon client sync. Geth, Eves, snapshot. Oh my God, Geth, Eves, snapshot are done. Prism flags and configuration are done. Oh my, holy shit. Is that why the Hex price is pumping, folks? Oh shit, that's bullish AF. Are you kidding me? Block Explorer integration, testing, new indexing, backend, and contract verification infrastructure. Oh my God. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, yeah, dude. So it looks like instead of the 3-second block time, we're going to have an average of 10 seconds. It seems to be the case from what we have seen. But look at that. PulseChain testnet V3. Folks, that is bullish as fuck. Are you kidding me? That's so freaking bullish. Let me zoom on out. I got too excited. Zoom out. Oh no. Oh, okay, there it goes. All right. So yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Yes, sir. Oh, yep. Give me some love on that. Retweet. Oh yeah, dude. Definitely much love. Richard, all the love. So he was quiet. I mean, he hadn't made a post on Twitter, and folks, he hasn't made a post on Twitter in quite a while. You got to understand this too. So the last time before all this, it was, oh, come on, dude. What are you doing all these retweets for? January 25th was the last time he had made a mention about it. So it was 7 hours ago. Stage 7 takes a long time. It's on block 6,600,000 out of 15 million. And look at this. This is literally what he's saying. 6.6 million out of 15 million head of the V3 testnet. And not only that, we get this right here for the update. Less than 1 million blocks to go on stage 7. Oh shit. Oh shit, motherfuckers. Dude, this is fire, yo. This is absolutely amazing. You know, sometimes I like to see, because I'm a smart guy, don't get me wrong. I think I'm at least a smart guy to certain degrees, but whenever they start talking in this little dev language over here, that shit don't make sense. So I come over to ChatGPT, explain this to me like I'm 10 years old. And I just paste that on in here, and let's see what the actual breakdown over here says. Okay, let's break this down into simpler terms. Think of blocks as little building blocks that make up a big project. The project is like putting together a big puzzle. The Aragon client sync is like getting all of the puzzle pieces in order so that the big picture is clear. Stage 7 is like putting together 7th section of the puzzle. There are 16 sections in total. So we still have 9 sections left to complete. Geth Ebb snapshots are likely taking pictures of the puzzle pieces so that way we don't lose them and can use them again later if we need to. Prism flags and configurations are like adding special instructions and tools to help us put the puzzles together more easily and accurately. So we are almost done with one section of the puzzle, and we still have some more to go, but making progress and using special tools to make it go faster. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Oh my freaking goodness. Yes, Big GZ. That's some bullish freaking news, dude. That's so freaking bullish. Oh my gosh. Big GZ. Yes, thank you so much. LOL. Sweet. Only 4 more weeks. So when Hex was first launched, that was the whole thing. It was always 4 more weeks. Well, I think when PulseChain, we have to say 2 more weeks because that's been the running rule. So 2 more weeks to go. But yeah, Tin Top, you're absolutely correct. There's already another update as per the link I posted. Damn. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Academaciated, dude, that shit is bullish AF. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, I hadn't even checked my Twitter today. I was just getting ready for the stream, making sure the Patreon was all set up for everyone. But guys, that is freaking bullish as fuck, which is why that makes more sense as to why the Hex price is doing this right now. Look at, we're at 2.9 cents right now. We're making higher highs already. So we're hitting higher highs and higher lows. And in terms of when you're going up and what you're looking for, that's what you want to see when you have it here. The last time we were at 2.9 cents was December 13th. I'll even say December 14th. I don't even think it hit 2.9 that day. It did, technically, 2.909. So December 14th was the last time we were at 2.9 cents. And we haven't touched that since. And now we're just hitting it. And we're just going to keep on moving. Keep on moving on up. Doot, doot, doot. Because I need a pulse. Too bad down, my heart is true. Better give up. Sorry, I got Grease stuck in my head. I don't know why that song literally just came in my head, but literally Grease was going through my head at that point in time. Love it, love it. Enhance. So my wife and I have a running joke. If you've ever watched those like criminal like CSI shows or whatever the case may be. Go boys. Yeah, so we have these little jokes that, like, if you watch those little criminal shows, they always like zoom in on this little thing, and they're like, "I can't see the face," and then like, and then it's like enhance, enhance, and it makes it like fucking picture perfect. I'm like, okay, like that technology exists anywhere, but it's just so funny because anytime you see them start to zoom in, we just say enhance. so, so it's funny that you just threw that in there. Tin Top says Hexicans are feeding ChatGPT all the pulse chain info out there in real time. Now it has everything it needs to run front end. Now it has everything it needs to front end us right before it even launches. Oh shit. Yeah, dude. Fuck it. Like, why not, man? ChatGPT is absolutely incredible. That's another thing that we discuss in my Patreon as well. Not only ChatGPT, but we go through and discuss Midjourney as well. So to anyone who wants to join, feel free to check the link on down below. You can see in here there are different things for the HEX PulseChain crypto chat altcoins. There's going to be a not safe for work section for those naughty folks who like to have some fun and say some things that aren't always safe for work. But it's also going to have some mid-journey creations. Whoops, I got to add in Chat GPT in here. I'm just going to add this real quick and then I'll change it. Chat GPT. So I can go through here and share all this information with everyone as well. Hi, Brittany. Hi. All right. But yeah, to everyone who is joining the Patreon, you're going to be brought to this Discord in here, and you can definitely just come on in and join us. More than happy to have everyone in here, a part of the Patreon team. You can also get access to that profit-taking spreadsheet like we had talked about just moments ago or a little bit earlier this stream. So to go back over here to Twitter, where you at, Twitter? Cool. So Cryptographics came through and actually did a really cool thing the other day where he broke down essentially what the price of PulseChain may be using two different pricing methods to predict. Essentially, both of them come down to 0.0013 cents, or that would also be known as a 13x from sacrifice price. So this is what the price was sitting at. Well, through all of his fun information, I was able to actually make it into a spreadsheet as well. And so, of course, me knowing all this fun stuff with spreadsheets, it does the same thing. So this actually is a live market supply of Ethereum. This is a live market cap of ETH. This is actually the price prediction real time and what everything would look like based on this current math. And this is the ETH supply price prediction model. So it's sitting at 0.001351051 or 13.5x, because I think his, if I'm not mistaken, stopped it at 1312. And you can see right here. So 1312 was the essentially where it was before using his math. Switching it out to what the current math is on it, it is now sitting at 1351. So it's actually looking to still increase even at this point in time. You can also use the Uniswap analytics prediction model as well. And based on all the information in here, it actually shows the current price sitting at 0.1403 cents. So it's actually showing a 14x price of Pulse on launch. Now, again, these are spreadsheets that I made based on Cryptographics fun math that he did in his breakdown. I'm working on a way to make this portion live currently. It does pull the current price real time in Hex, and it also pulls the real time and price of Ethereum. And then based on all those, it's actually giving the true metric of what it is over here. The one thing I still have to figure out and make it happen is to get it to pull these right here real time. Uniswap actually blocks people from importing data, which is annoying. So I'm trying to find a way to get around this by pulling this from some other data source to actually have this all up to date. But once this is live, this is also going to be available to all of the Patreon members. And of course, we'll probably look at this once a week as well, so that way we can see as well. So yeah, classic soundtrack for sure, Academaciated. That sucker is a classic soundtrack. Classic movie as well. I actually hear they're planning on doing a remake or reboot on the Grease as well, with everything like up to date and everyone, you know, being older and that kind of stuff. Don't really know how all that's gonna go because Greece is such a classic. Really is just such a classic right there. Do you happen to know how many wallets stacked more than $1,000 for Pulse? Well, that is a great question. I have over here the price for people in the sacrifice phase for PulseChain. So let me see if I can scroll on down over here. PulseChain sacrifice, point value, sacrifice leaderboard. All right. And so if I go over here to this page now, this was actually the sacrifice leaderboard. This was only day 1 through 16. That was the one downside because day 17, 18, and 19 were the last 3 days of the PulseChain sacrifice. And we know that's also whenever the OA address went in on the sacrifice. So unfortunately, it wasn't possible to quite get that done. But to answer the question, more than 1,000? Is that what you're saying? How many wallets sacked more than $1,000? So filter by condition, sort this out by, whoops, I'm clicking too fast. So we're gonna clear. Come on now. Date greater than. Okay, done greater than or equal to, whatever. 1,000. All right, let me zoom out just a smidge. All right, cool. So this should pull all of the ones greater than 1,000, and my computer doesn't like showing this spreadsheet. It's too much information, too much data. Get to the chopper. All right, so based on all this, oh goodness. Goodness gracious, what did you do? Where are you at? It messed it up. Or I messed it up, you know. Computers are only doing what you tell them to do. All right, well, we can figure this out a different way. So we can just go through here and say right here, there was $1,000. This is literally at the $1,000 mark for PulseChain. And scroll on down. Several people did sacrifice exactly 1,000, which is pretty interesting. And then several folks did 999. So if I just go right on up here and scroll up to the top, let's just get that done real quick. Oh, here, I'm doing that way backwards, way wrong. Scroll all the way up to the top and select. Oh, goodness. It's not doing it correctly. Why are you not doing it correctly here? Because I don't want it to calculate all of the numbers in terms of the total. Because that's the sum. Max. So there's 21,741. It's so hard myself is covering it up. But there were 21,741 people that sacrificed over $1,000 for PulseChain. That took a little bit longer than anticipated, so I apologize, Cash Up Cash, but hopefully that answers your question right there. 21,741 people sacrificed for PulseChain at $1,000. Yeah, very surprising. Absolutely very surprising. And even more than that, sacrifice for PulseX. You know? Pretty crazy. Gracias, sir. You're welcome, Cash Up Cash. Thank you as well for that question. I always love sharing this data and information. Big old data nerd, man. That's what I love. Absolutely love diving in on all of this information, seeing how it's all going to play out in the end, seeing what we all end up doing, and then just making sense out of it, or trying to make sense out of it, should I say. So that way we can really get a better idea of how to make proper plans in the future, right? So proper preparation prevents poor performance. We talked about this time and time again here on this channel, but I do believe that is a main key factor that a lot of folks may not necessarily take into as much consideration. You know what? I need to switch my banner over here. Let's get that done so we can edit. Patreon is live. Let's get that done. Thanks for watching. All right, so let's get this right here. Patreon is live. Join at. Oh, I only have 54 characters on this line. Okay, cool. Well, let me get rid of some. It should just be patreon.com/ATX crypto. Bam. Update that, and now it's up and running. Patreon is live. Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for right there. Making sure everything happens, getting it done as well. And let's just view. Okay, gotcha. I can view as public right here. So these are people joining the Patreon right now. And again, if you aren't familiar with it, these are the levels. You can go to patreon.com/ATX crypto, all together in one word. You have different levels right here, and each one gives different things as well. So feel free to check out which one fits you the best. More than happy to have every single one of y'all join. Looking forward to growing this community as we keep on growing our community. When PulseChain comes out, there's going to be so much information that's going to be shared amongst everybody. Everyone's going to have their own strategies. My goal is to make sure that we all work together as a team to get the best play possible in this ecosystem, because folks, it is crazy. It's very crazy of what is possible with PulseChain, not only PulseChain, with PulseX, and what's going to be happening across the board. We test out the testnet over here. We test out a whole bunch of information as well. So come on in, come join. Be happy to have everyone on board as well. If you just want to get access to the spreadsheet, join the first tier, and you'll get access to the profit taking spreadsheet. If you're looking for more information and more help, then join the further tiers above, and we are happy to go through that as well with every single one of you beautiful people. All right. So let's take a look over here. What do we have going on in the world of news? The Fed sanctioned Bitcoin Ethereum addresses linked to Russian arms dealer. Coinbase bull Cathie Woods. ARK Innovation ETF is best month ever. Steve Aoki and Seth Green will let NFT holders shape animated shorts. Library token soars 67%. Hopefully the secondary sale won't be barred. UK Treasury outlines regulatory plans that make room for crypto's unique features. Hey, check that one out. U.S. Senator Silvergate further introduced crypto risk into traditional banking. American lawmakers have more questions for the embattled crypto bank Silvergate in a new letter to the firm's CEO, Alan Lane. 3 U.S. senators allege that the crypto bank's dealings with FTX, and I'm sure it's talking about FTX because that's the whole collapse of where the entire thing started happening. Yeah. Dealings with the ill-fated FTX exchange further introduced crypto market risk into the traditional banking system, demanding Silvergate provide more information. Signed by Elizabeth Warren, senator, and all the other senators as well. Bipartisan group pointed specifically to large cash loan Silvergate executed to shore up its accounts amid mass user withdrawals last year. Overall, there was $8.1 billion in crypto deposits, something commenters have called worse than the Great Depression, or pulled $8.1 billion. Because of its close ties with the now defunct FTX. This same quarterly filing also indicated that Silvergate sold roughly $5.2 million in debt securities, as well as drew a $4.3 billion loan from the Federal Home Loan Bank to shore up its accounts. Must be nice just to be like, I need $1 billion, dude. Give me $1 billion over here. If Silvergate were to fail, as banks as have banks facing a fraction of the withdrawal rates Silvergate has faced, FHLB could assert statutory lien priority on other assets. Okay. If they go bankrupt, I'm sure no one's getting money. Let's just leave it like that, but who knows? UK Treasury outlines regulatory plans. Let's see what we have here that make room for crypto's unique features. Though the new rules would apply to traditional financial guardrails to crypto, the UK Treasury is also making room for crypto's unique features. The UK Treasury has outlined new rules in the consultation paper that could see increased responsibility placed on crypto firms. Is there anything important in here? No. No, not as important as Richard Hart tweeting saying, "Freaking, we got 1,000,000 blocks left." Like, that's so freaking bullish, folks. That is so freaking bullish. Are you kidding me right now? Like, I know every single one of us, we get so stoked about this kind of stuff, but like, holy shit, guys! If you aren't already following him, follow Richard Hart. This is the dude who's going to be dropping the information when PulseChain goes live, when testnet v3, if it goes public, goes public. Personally, I would rather. Personally, I would rather be more of a fan if he was to just keep PulseChain v3 private, make sure everything works flawlessly, and then just say snapshots or release for PulseChain's happening in a couple days. I'd much prefer that because Hex is going to be hurt the most. So if we have a long v3 public testnet, Hex is going to be hurt, folks, unfortunately. Like, because people are going to have the hopium thinking it's going to launch soon. People are going to start getting back in. And with all those folks starting to get back in, unfortunately, so many folks are also going to. So Trayvon, Jim Rat Crypto, Crypto Nico, and now Gunther are all crawling back to Hex. What does this message say? No matter what it says, that shit's funny though, because these folks have been like ragging on Richard Hart like a mother freaker and just like trying to say everything. Hex going to $1. Why? Because freaking Wolverine shot himself in the foot and is a douche, and what he did for trying to destroy Richard Hart's reputation and just being an asshat and how he did it. So not a fan of all of it. Hex, did you buy the dip, sell the dip, just hodl APY? All of the above. I want to make a purchase today. Shield to the Moon King. Opportunity, big green candles here. Blah, blah, blah. How do you quit something? It's not addictive. Yeah, so Twitter's like a cesspool of shit. So, like, I like checking this out for a few moments in the day. I love checking stuff out whenever it's, of course, by Richard Hart. This shit is bullish AF in this regard. If y'all haven't seen testnet already for V2B, feel free to test that out. But guys, this is absolutely awesome. What is this? Outrageous official trailer? Do I even want to see it, man?
This is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Hold on. No, this is just the highest of stakes documentary, isn't it? Okay, that doesn't want to load. Thanks for the update. Daddy's back. Oh, yes, Daddy. Let's go, 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 go. What a beautiful job. How much do you want to bet? Steven Robinson did this with freaking Midjourney. I would put some money on it, right? Back on track, HVid Hex, love it. So like, I'll dive into the chats and see what people are doing. Hub1254, hello, what's going on, my friend? Mate, this is awesome, exciting times. Replying to Richard Hart with the GIF. Nice, says funding Jim, Lawless Crypto. Thanks, Richard Hart. When can't wait to test V3. Let's fucking go. When Richard Hart explains, I use ChatGPT to understand. Yeah. Khaleesi's doing the same thing. That shit's funny. So it says the same thing. In simple terms, the message is saying that there's only a little bit left to go in a specific stage of updating software called client called Aragon, which is used to access blockchain network. This process is called syncing. Some technical tasks related to the software, such as updating snapshots and setting certain options referred to as flags and configurations, have already been completed. Hey, ask it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. I got this. I cannot wait for PulseChain to launch. Awesome. Thanks for the update. Dude, this is Bang Bang Vets in Crypto. Big fan of him as well. Much love to Vets in Crypto. Yo, Richard Hart Wayne, keep on building, brother. Yes. Marco the Hexican has been an amazing member of the Hex ecosystem as well. I hope during the bear market to see those who fudded and cried versus those who never folded and stay focused. Real Hexican for life. Yes, awesome. Who said no to PulseChain? I'm so excited for PulseChain.com, but I don't know what this means. I don't know what that means. In PulseChain, we trust. That's funny. We got so many folks in here. Luke, PLS. All right, Synergy, give us even more dumbed down version. 2 more weeks till testnet V3. Depends on if it's already 3 TPL. Yeah, so that's exactly what we're saying. I don't know if we're still getting that kind of TPS after abandoning the BCS BSC fork. Yeah, because Ethereum is or PulseChain is now copying over the E 2.0, which is awesome. Me and the person in the mirror. Yes, it's gonna be okay, friend. Testnet V3 so close. I don't know what any of this means, but I still like and retweet. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right. Hub 1254 says best thing of the day: hex pumping and Zen dumping. My friend, when does Zen not dump? I'm just curious. I'm asking for a friend here, okay? But like for real though, let's just man, just for shits and gigs. Sometimes I'll pull this up. I don't even have it saved as a chart that I want to look at because Zen sucks. It just has too many things going on with it that I don't want to be a part of. And could it be valuable in the future? Sure. I don't really know. Don't really care. But let's just take a little look over here, a little peeky weeky at what it did in the week. Oh my God, it's been nothing but freaking down. It goes down, down, baby. Old street. It's down even further than when I drew this. I drew this on December 6th, on December 26th. This is when I last drew it, and I showed it that it was down. It's gone down even further. What? What? Oh my gosh. Here we go. I'm trying to make it to where I can draw this correctly because, got to be accurate with these downs. It's gone down 99.99%. That's a fucking fail, folks. That's just a fail. That's just terrible. That's just, like you don't even have any hope in this, in my opinion. Like, what are you doing? If you're still holding this, why? If you're still trying to be a part of it, why? Like, there. I'm done. I'm done on that. I'm not even gonna give that one any more time. That's just boo boo, bro. But of course, we know when Hex goes up, Hedron goes up. So let's take a little peeky weeky at what Hedron's doing and what they got going on as well. Hedron we got over here. Do to do. I'm just gonna kind of make this a little wider, a little bigger. Do to do. Go auto. Oh, look at that big green candle. That's a big green candle. That's a big green candle. All right, here we go. Cool. So Hedron up quite a bit for the day as well. So currently today, Hedron is up 20% on the day. Fucking A, Hedron. Let's go. No, Grease 2 proved that you can never reboot the original ever. I know, yeah, but I mean, those are the rumors. Those are just talks, and who knows if they're ever gonna do it. But that's what was said, and that's what they were talking about. 8 more years before the bounce. Oh shit. Yeah, they could once Zen layer 1 launches and we have that launching and everything, and you have to burn NFTs and do this and do that, like Zen's the way to go. Like, fuck off, dude. That thing is boo-boo, man. And it sucks to see that Trayvon got sucked into that too, man. Big fan of what he was doing, was following a lot of his stuff. He kind of followed that whole new project thing, new shiny object syndrome, where he got caught up in the hype. And I'm not gonna lie, like I thought in the very first couple days or very first day or two of Zen launching that there could truly be some possibility of it, turning into maybe something good. And then you further dive in and you look at it, and it just has everything wrong with it and what you would look for in a crypto. It has really no buying mechanics as to why you want to buy it because you can always mint it. It literally has so many just issues with it over and over and over that they came out with other projects to try to fix the issues, and then those projects have issues upon themselves. And it seems like it's just an ecosystem that's doomed for failure. And it sucks to see that he kind of got hyped in on that. If it works out in the end, dude, fucking kudos. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not going to participate in it myself. And it's not something that I want to share with anyone watching my streams to participate in, because I don't think, first of all, I think there's much better plays. Like, if we just look at what you have in the Hex ecosystem, if you just pull up any Hex coin that's tied to Hex, right? Pull up Base, for example, Desi, Trio, you pull up Lucky, like all of these things have so much more capabilities and what is possible. And again, let me get off weekly here, but what's possible on this, like even just in this in 2023, Base alone has already gone up 52%. since 2023. Like, why why would you want to hold something that goes down 99.99% when you can literally be a part of any other coin within the Hex ecosystem, and that's a derivative of the Hex ecosystem that's so much better? Like, so that's my thing. I would stay far, far away from Zen personally. Not a financial advisor, you know. I don't have financial advice on my channel. All I can do is just share what I see, and something that goes down 99.99% and it's never been up, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Um, so I'm going to stick with what I love, and that's going to be Hex and the Hex ecosystem of Richard Hart and what he has going on. And look at the pump we got going, folks. I mean, just in Hex alone, if anyone had bought down here in this little dip, I mean, you're still up 65% for the year. Yes, please. That's just like, and we had limit orders down here, folks. To those of y'all who were following me back then, we had limit orders down here that got filled. That sucker's up. That's great. And again, we're just gonna keep on buying, like, because this has much better tokenomics than that shitty little coin called Zen. But you know, everyone has to make their own decision, and you have to own your own responsibility for making that decision. So if you think it could be something truly valuable in the future, and you truly believe that, then just gotta wait and see, right? Only time will tell in that scenario. But it's just not something that I want to participate in. Yep, because again, dude, I'd rather be up 67% based on the year of where we're at right now instead of down 99.9%. So that's basically the stream I had going for today, folks. A new announcement of Patreon going live. To those of y'all who had just now joining the stream, possibly, I did launch my Patreon today. It has a profit taking spreadsheet in there. So if you need some profit taking strategies and want to have some good planning on that as well, come in and join my Patreon. Also, you get access to the Discord channel where we're going to discuss more details in depth about more stuff. And then there's different tiers, whereas the max tier, we really get into a one-on-one scenario. We really dive in deep into what your overall goals are, and we really want to make something truly valuable and future proof for you, your family, and for generational wealth overall. So to everyone who does go in and join my Patreon, thank you so much for all the love. To everyone who joins my streams, supports the channel by clicking like, subscribe, and sharing this information out, thank you so much for all the love. I absolutely love being a part of this community. It is an absolute blast being here, streaming every single day. If you are not already, do yourself and myself a favor and at least click that subscribe button. We got a new goal to be at the end of February, which is 700 subscribers. Help us reach that goal, but also let's get there organically, right? If you truly love this content, share it out with people that you know is going to get appreciation from it as well, right? You don't just share it out with someone just who's brand new to crypto, because I don't necessarily start in the beginning world of crypto, but you know, maybe that's something we can discuss a little bit more as people start joining the streams and getting a little bit more active with it. But currently that hex price, love finishing up on that little green candle. I don't recommend buying on green days. Let me just say that right at the end. Buying on green days is typically highly ill-advised. You want to buy on days like this where it's red, because yes, it went down 9%, but red days are typically where you want to start either dollar cost averaging or doing market buys. Buying in on green days, you typically get that little sad little sense of sadness moment when the price is here at 2.93, for example, and then it drops back down to 2.7, and you're like, oh no, I could have just waited a couple hours. So that's why I personally will recommend doing limit orders, but we can discuss that in more detail as time progresses, folks. It has been an absolute blast being here with every single one of y'all. Thank you so much for coming in, tuning in, joining the stream, joining the Patreon, link down below in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments as well. I do a great job replying to every single one in the comments. But thank you again to everyone who came in, joined, and participated in this stream with me. I will catch you tomorrow, 1:30 Central Standard Time. And again, my name is ATX Crypto. Have an absolutely wonderful day, folks. Peace.